Hello everybody and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Talk to Yerbal Skyward Sword Tournament 2021. It's thraelyad versus Muzu and cjs07 versus Deesh. Commentating for us we have Exto, KitKat, and Copernicus. Say hello everybody.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome to yet another day of Yerbal Tournament matches. Today we have two concurrent matches for you guys. We have thraelyad versus Muzu, and we have CJ against Deesh.
Yeah, they're pretty epic matches, not gonna lie. So as we wait for Deesh to stop being dumb, basically I'm going to go through the runs basically. So yeah, we got Thray on Japanese, we got Muzu on English. I'll explain a bit why Muzu isn't exactly on English. Deesh is on Japanese, I believe, and CJ is on English. So basically, there are kind of two significant versions of this game. There's Japanese and there's NTSC 1.0, which is English. That's what CJ is running on. And basically, Japanese is the fastest because of text, but NTSC 1.0 has a exclusive glitch which saves time, so they're sort of evenly matched. However, Muzu is playing, due to unfortunate circumstances, is playing on the PAL version, which is slow text and doesn't have any unique glitches. So because of that, she's going to have a 2.5 minute head start to make up for the text against Japanese. Yeah, there's going to be definitely a few interesting routes, I guess.
Yeah, so one important part about Skyward Sword is that we're playing on hero mode. So that means we have some benefits and some downsides in quotes. So we take more damage because of hero mode. We can skip cutscenes though, and we can also have a stronger and longer Skyward Strike. They're actually all useful because you'll see we'll die a lot in this run, as you might be familiar with in Skyward Sword. So it's just in general really nice to start in the hero mode file. A lot more fun, especially the start, since there's so many cutscenes.
Yeah, normal mode is just a lot of people ask if anyone runs normal mode.
No.
The answer to that question is generally no.
I think some people do a few runs of it occasionally.
Yeah, it's a bit of a meme in the community because it's pretty much the same thing, except you have to watch extra cutscene. So
yeah.
And it also takes longer to die, and fights take a little bit longer. So it's just a worse experience. It's just like PAL. It's just worse.
Yeah.
Just dissing PAL. I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, I wish PAL had something interesting to its name, but it has extremely slow text, and it also doesn't have cistern clips. So.
Yeah, and again, that's why we're giving Muzu a certain head start, because even though, for example, on English 1.0 or on North American, I'll use the proper name, NTSC U 1.0 on English, even though that is technically slower, it has an easier route, so it's a sort of risk-reward thing, so we don't necessarily have to do a time advantage for that, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe there's something that PAL has, but we have never looked at it, maybe.
Okay, the time has started, and Deesh isn't ready, so,
Yeah, Deesh is still on his Wii menu.
Okay, well, this is fun.
Or his stream is frozen, it looks like.
It might have just been frozen.
I think his stream is frozen, because I don't see any animations, his homebrew channel isn't.
Yeah, he'll
flowing.
probably be playing. We'll see him later, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, if he ready, then he.
I mean, yeah, it's his fault
ready.
for being ready. So, yeah.
Hopefully he's at least awake and at home.
Well, I assume he's playing right now, but his stream is just frozen because because there's also nothing moving on the screen, so.
Yeah.
There's no way.
So okay.
It's just a frozen stream, so hopefully he'll get that up. If not,
just
then we'll.
add him on Discord to see what he's doing. Okay, well, this is cool. Again, his fault. It's his fault for doing stuff. So.
Yeah, Deesh was also the reason we're starting late today, so no mercy.
Did Vice for that not starting?
Okay, we'll have fun, Deesh.
But the only one that's it's the scuffed guys. Oh, she's waiting for.
He never changed it.
I makes sense.
Off to a great start today. At
Okay,
least
yes.
CJ knows what's up.
So yeah, we'll probably talk about Yerbal speedruns in general. So Yerbal speedruns are basically, the goal is to talk to a Kikui that we normally never see in any category. It's like somewhat of a meme category,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun for a lot of people to run, so we decided to make a race out of it.
Yeah.
And
What
even
Yerbal
attorney.
does is he gets you to open the door to Lake Floria, but since Lake Floria skip is so fast, and there's no reason why you would ever actually go through Lake Floria, even in 100%, there's just nothing to
Yeah.
get there. We just never talked to him in any other categories, so naturally a category was made with the exclusive purpose of talking to Yerbal.
Yeah. So
Okay.
first of all,
Deesh forfeited. Oh my god.
really?
Really?
That's such a Deesh thing to do. But no. Okay, well.
That's disappointing.
Okay. Interesting.
I can't even comprehend the actual thing. This is like, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Come on, I feel Sky Reverse Bit Warp and I still continued.
Yeah, you see, not having had a good day, I guess.
Yeah, I guess Deesh, you know, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning or something.
Okay,
But it
so
looks
now,
like CJ isn't gonna stop just because of it. Either that or he doesn't know yet.
No, he
yeah.
said
I mean, he does
needs
have to
finish to win.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
got
he does
finish,
have
yeah. Okay, so now Thray starts 2.5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Because the time delay and stuff.
Because pal.
Yeah.
So Muzu and CJ are both dying. They're not playing bad. That's intentional. They are activating a very important glitch for Skyward Sword that's called Back in Time, where basically you reset after the game wants to respawn Link, and then it ends up respawning Link on the title screen, which normally gets loaded after you reset it. And that way we can actually have control of the title screen, and because we can even reach our files, we can also use information from our files and apply them to Back in Time and the other way around as well.
Yeah,
The first
and
thing
then
we're gonna do here is a bit save, where we just save a file. So next time we start, it will be here on this layer. So yeah, the next thing we're gonna do here is a RBM, which at first might be a little bit tricky to understand, but this one is rather easy, I would say. So basically, we want to RBM placing the Farron pillar, and RBM means we want to take the Farron pillar flag and apply them to one of our files. And we're gonna do that by starting the file and then activating the event where the flag sets that we want, and then that flag will be applied to the file. So basically, after you start, there's a window where you can apply stuff and like make stuff happen, activate events, and they will then actually get transferred to your file. So this one is rather easy to understand. It's just gonna open the Farron pillar. The reason why I want to do that is because we don't want to have the tunic right now. We still have to do a lot of stuff. So in general, the big idea in this is that we talk to Yerbal, and that means a lot of requirements technically because he's at the top of the great tree. So there's a few ways to reach the top. So one is you need the claw shots, and the other is you need the gospels and the scale. But both need Lenevru, but we actually found a way to found a way to get rid of the Lenevru requirement, and you'll see later how that's gonna happen. But for that, we need to be able to enter Farron and Back in Time, and that's why we're doing some weird stuff right now. First of all, though, we're gonna get the Goddess Sword just as normal, in order to, you know, hit stuff.
the kind of ultimate goal for Skyloft 1 in most categories these days is to get a file that has Loftwing diving enabled, has the Theron pillar open, but has not done the Loftwing tutorial, because those three things combined allow us to load into the sky and back in time and dive into the Theron pillar.
Yeah.
And then combined with another file, we can not crash while entering the Theron pillar, which is also quite important.
Yes.
Not crashing is the hard part of back in time.
Yeah, a lot of things crash, so we have to be very careful of what we have on our files in order to not make the game crash. And as Exo said, the only sky layer that doesn't crash is the tutorial layer. Layer basically meaning just a different instance of the area, or just different stuff is loaded. So next thing here is doing a little bit more of the story. You'll not see that much of the story, so enjoy the little bit we have here. So we're gonna meet Gruz next. And we can talk a little bit about movement if someone wants to.
Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? So basically, like movement, there's this stamina wheel thing, which wasn't in other Zelda games. And obviously the fastest way of getting around is running. Well, technically it's rolling, but I'll get to that. Running, and I think I did mention that rolling was slightly faster. It's slightly faster, but by every roll you do, it's like 1 frame faster than running. And rolling depletes more stamina, and so it's kind of, and obviously if your stamina's out, you have to resort to walking, which is significantly slower than running. So it's kind of a big game of just like managing your stamina and stuff.
Skyward Sword movement is kind of funny in the way that since there's so much, like there's so many different, there's often different paths that you can take or different movement, and we have like a bad habit of not really timing movement in Skyward Sword and kind of just doing what feels fast. So that leads to some interesting movement sometimes.
Movement is definitely a very important part of the game as well. You want to have good times. You definitely need good movement.
Yeah, I would even say that good movement is the #1 differentiator between the higher level play and the more mid to entry level play.
Yeah. So here in the Waterfall Cave, Muzu and CJ took 4 hearts of damage, and that's because we want to die later again in order to activate back in time again. So that's why we take damage here. We'll also do a copy here, and the reason is we just want to have a file before saving the Loftwing. Because as Exo said earlier, we want to have diving and the tutorial layer on one file. In order to have that, we actually need to, we actually only get diving, well, it's only possible to reach diving before going into the Loftwing tutorial. But right now we can't get diving. So what we'll do, we prepare a file that's before the saving the Loftwing, and then later we'll get the diving flag. So the main thing of what we're doing right now here is we are basically having 3 files, and we want to get the best of each of these files. And basically on the file 3 is the file before Loftwing, which we need in order to get the diving flag, which is only in a certain sky layer that's not accessible after we save the Loftwing, or at least until we get the tunic, and then we're not unable to reach the Loftwing tutorial. And file 1, which we're playing on right now, is going to save the Loftwing, which is going to allow us to call the Loftwing after this cutscene. So after this cutscene now, you can call the Loftwing, and we're gonna abuse that in back in time. That's gonna be quite useful. Hey, raid! Hog.
Oh man, Zelda speedrun.
Yeah, nice. So welcome raiders, we're playing a very nice Skyward Sword race, 2 races at the same time actually. Fortunately Deesh had some trouble today apparently, and we're missing him, but
He I think he kind of readied up, and then he didn't unready when he immediately wasn't ready, and the timer kind of started some misinformation, and then he was just like, "I'm out." That is what happened.
Yeah.
So kind of unfortunate.
Well, so what we're doing here is Yerbal Speedruns, which basically is sort of a meme category, which is pretty fun though. And the basically goal of this is to reach the Kikwi on top of the Great Tree.
This is vanilla. The Rhino tournament is soon, but this is just kind of like a meme side tournament.
Yeah.
All right, Muzu getting the cutscene skip. That's what it's called. I knew that.
2-frame window to side hop out there. You can see that CJ did not get it. It's about 1.5 minutes lost, unfortunately, because you do have to run all the way from the file that you copied earlier to the west cliff to be able to die. Because
Although realistically, I'll let you.
No, go ahead.
Although realistically, CJ does have literally all the time in the world, as long as he finishes.
Yes, as long as he finishes, he will win the race. But yeah, I guess ultimately it doesn't matter too much. But he will have to run all the way. Of course, you can die in the waterfall cave here, but the waterfall cave is one of those lovely places where back in time just doesn't work. So you can't do it here, which is actually really, really annoying because failing side hop skip or cutscene skip would not lose very much time if you could do back in time here. But since you can't do back in time here, and the closest place you can is either the death post or the west cliff, it's actually really, really far that you'll have to run, as you'll see here.
Okay, Thray also getting it, so that's kind of good. Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason right now why thraelyad is behind Muzu is because she actually started later, because of version difference in speed. So you'll see some catch up there because of the text difference. So it'll be the lead will be closer and closer. It's not mainly because the reason is not only that Muzu's doing something wrong or so. It could also just be the text difference in general that makes them converge.
Yeah, as you can see, the text difference is absolutely dramatic.
So we should probably explain the RBW here. So basically what we're doing here is we are getting a file that at the top, as you can see on thraelyad's screen, that is still shown as a new game file, but it's actually a copy of the file 3 due to how we copied. And the good thing about it is that we can actually still have this window here, which is going to allow us to start it and then enter an area and load it completely normal, which is called a RBW with, prompt RBW probably is a better name for that, or a new game RBW, reverse bit warp. And that's gonna allow us to load onto the loft wing here back in time, with a file that has never rescued a loft wing before, but we can actually still fly with it. And that way we can reach this pillar here, which has a fight cutscene, or a fight text rather, that allows us to dive. As you can see now, the button that allows us to dive now shows that, even though it's Japanese, but you'll see on the English side as well that you can read.
Okay, Thray going for the kind of riskier, kind of dropping onto the zipper, or the rock zipper. That is risky because if you're slightly a bit off, you can soft lock really easily, and soft locking here is really bad. So, but things worked out quite well.
Everybody did go for the safe sky reverse bit warp though. Not that anybody would ever fail the dangerous one in a race, but
that would be quite something if that would happen.
Yeah, especially twice.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, sometimes it's just the nerves. Well, so yeah, the reason why the diving is difficult is because you don't have rescue the loft wing, so the game sometimes just voids you out because it thinks you can't call your loft wing. So it's like, okay, I guess I have to void you out to get you back on land. But yeah, there's no land you were on, so you just soft lock.
Yeah.
So
now,
go ahead.
Finally, with with getting that text that gives us Loftwing diving and then dying and going back to Skyloft. We do have a file that has Loftwing diving, but has not done the Loftwing tutorial yet, and has the Farron pillar open from earlier, so that's pretty much Skyloft complete, as once again, those are kind of the 3 main things that we're looking for on this file. And so now we can head into Farron.
Yeah. We do take some damage on this boulder because we want to start back in time again before entering Farron. And that's very easy with taking the 4 hearts there.
Yeah, so someone in chat asked what happened to Deesh. Due to unfortunate circumstances, he decided to forfeit. Yeah.
Unfortunate. So yeah, we're dying again. Another back in time. So this time we want to skip all of Silk Grounds. So the whole tutorial stuff in Silk Grounds. We don't need any of it. We just want to talk to Yerbal as fast as possible.
Who's actually back in time there?
Okay, yeah.
Now Thray and Muzu are actually quite close,
up.
even though it's only like, what, 17 minutes in? And Thray had like a... Thray had to start later, so...
Yeah. Failing anything back in time is also always a great time loss. Luckily, it was very early on, so that it's not as bad, but it's definitely possible for every runner here to fail something and then directly fall behind back in time because you have to redo the whole sequence.
Back in time itself is actually a really slow trick. Like, even just to activate back in time itself, it's something like 40 to 45 seconds. And then anything that you want to do in back in time can be upwards of another 3 minutes. So failing a back in time can lose as much as 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't have to worry about that though.
So as you can see, we're now loading the sky with the file we have prepared for this. So this file has the delay, it doesn't crash, and the ability to dive. So we can use that right here and reach the Farron pillar in back in time. And that way we can actually reach Farron in back in time. It's important though that we load this Farron pillar with a file that has never seen the Sealed Grounds intro cutscene. Like we enter that, because otherwise we would get a statue select screen and any map screen and the game crashes back in time. So we have to avoid that. But luckily we do have a file that's before saving the Loftwing, so that's not a problem. That file has not entered the Sealed Grounds before. And right here we're gonna use something that's called bit magic, where we can apply stuff on our files to the area we're in. You can see this log is down. That's because we talked to Fledge earlier in Skyloft. And that flag is the same number in Sealed Grounds, basically. So the Fledge, talking to Fledge is like, I don't know, number 15, flag 15, and in Sealed Grounds that is this log that's connected to, that is connecting these 2 areas, allowing us to completely skip Sealed Grounds, basically.
Interestingly enough, an RBM is actually just the exact opposite effect of that. So if we did something like starting the file and then pushing down the log when we were saved on Skyloft, then that would set the flag for having talked to Fledge. So kind of the duality of back in time. Although that would be extremely useless. That would not be a very useful RBM.
Yeah. So yeah, so we saved in Farron Woods so that we later can actually play on like in Farron Woods, and we actually have Sealed Ground skipped now.
Yeah, we do need some items though, so we are going to have to get the slingshot.
Yeah.
And by some items, I mean the slingshot in particular. We're actually never even going to leave Farron.
Yeah, this is basically kind of Farron %, if you could say it. I mean, you basically go to everywhere in Farron, except like, I mean, you do kind of go to Lake Florida, I guess, in a way, but not like the lake part.
So the reason why we need Slingshot is because in order to wake up Yerbal, you actually need to either use the beetle or the Slingshot to wake him up. and the slingshot is more in the way than the beetle. And it's also, yeah, that's the main reason.
You actually need the slingshot to be able to get the beetle anyway, because the slingshot unlocks the item wheel. So getting the beetle without getting the slingshot would just crash.
Yeah. Unless you would RBM the B wheel, but yeah, it's not really that much faster.
Yeah, that's
faster.
not
if
very
at all.
good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what's happening with Muzu?
Something
she-
very interesting. I think Muzu just lost power to her Wii.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like her Wii just crashed because we saw the Elgatos.
Okay, we're just hoping that doesn't happen at unfortunate moments, right?
Yeah, today is not a
Yeah,
not a
getting an
good day in the
item,
history of Skyward Sword speedrun.
getting an item from a chest without the B wheel crashes, because the game is then forcibly trying to show the B wheel with the item in it, but there is no B wheel, so the game is like, well, I can't show anything, and then it's just soft blocks. So yeah, like not a crash, but a soft block, I guess. Or maybe she pressed the power button. It could be a thing. Yeah. So, however, these fights here look quite easy, and that's mainly because of Skyward Strike being stronger on hero mode. So you can one-shot those Bokoblins if we just hit them with the strike part of the Skyward Strike.
Trying to find if Muzu has said anything about what just happened, but it doesn't look like she has.
Yeah. Well, so the next thing we'll need in order to reach Yerbal is the scale in order to reach to enter the Great Tree. So what we're going to do, so we have to we want, as we have said before, we doing only Farron here. So I said earlier that we technically would need like Lineru for like normal requirements to reach the top, so that's either claw shots or gust bellows. But there is a way to get to the top of the Great Tree without using the gust bellows or the claw shots.
The Great Tree is an area that's pretty unique in the way that it's more vertical than it is any other dimension. Most maps in Skyward Sword are relatively flat, but the Great Tree has this huge verticality segment to it, which makes it kind of inconvenient to find, for example, a statue to reverse bit warp to. But thankfully, in Ancient Cistern, the statue can bring you up really high, and there is a save statue right at the top that is just barely in a good enough position to get us to in a position where we can reverse bit warp all the way up to the top of the Great Tree.
Very lucky there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
As in typical Skyward Sword fashion, the fact that it's doable is basically just a mere coincidence.
yeah. So RBWing with like reverse bit warping with a statue basically just means taking the coordinates from the statue that we saved, that are rather our save coordinates, and apply them to the map we're loading in back in time. So before we did it with a new game file where we just loaded the entrance normally because of the properties of a new game file. But later we're gonna not have a new game file and just a normal file that's saved. And there it's actually going to load the coordinates from where we saved and apply them to the map we enter. So yeah, another thing though, in order to enter the Great Tree is the scale. So that's something we have to get. So in order to get the scale, you have to get Fervorous Courage, which is the song. Normally we can skip most songs, but for the Farron one, unfortunately the song is what triggers a layer change. And while we can RBM the Farron trial gate to be open, it won't show because we're on the wrong layer for it, so it just doesn't load them the layer. So we still need to get a song in order to load the right layer and then see the Farron trial if we RBM it. Which means we have to reach Thunderhead, and we're gonna see how we're gonna do that soon after this Kikui rescue here to get the slingshot.
Yeah, reaching Thunderhead really isn't too difficult, thankfully.
Yeah.
We have a pretty simple way of doing that. getting a B wheel item without the B wheel does crash. Yes, in general.
That's kind of one of the main reasons why we
It's soft blocks, but yeah, that's basically.
yeah, that's like it's one of the main reasons why we use the slingshot instead of the beetle, and also just because even if the beetle wouldn't crash, the B wheel it would still be significantly slower.
Yeah. The only way to get a B wheel item without a B wheel is if you don't get it from a chest. Then the game doesn't try to force the B wheel animation, and then you don't soft block.
Although, how would we even get into Skyview without the slingshot?
I mean, there's either the reverse bit warp into Skyview or the
Oh, yeah.
LA statue or bit warp in Deep Woods.
Yeah, so it'd be extremely slow.
Yeah, it would probably be slow. I guess
That's
the
what I thought.
Skyview reverse bit warp wouldn't be that bad. But... yeah. But there's no way to get the beetle without opening a chest anyway. So.
Mhm.
And even then, we can still not use it because we still need a B wheel to open the B wheel and use items.
Still very curious to know what happened with Muzu there.
Yeah, she had reported that her Wii can sometimes just kind of commit die, but like, yeah.
That is a problem that I have actually had with a Wii of mine, which is why I ended up taking my girlfriend's Wii.
So if you get the hook beetle without the beetle, you get the icon of the hook beetle, but you can't use the hook beetle. So it shows up, but you're unable to select it in your B wheel. Oh, and if you don't have a B wheel, so you can get it, and it wouldn't a soft block if you don't have the B wheel, but you could not use it even if you had a B wheel, and without a B wheel, you can't even open the B wheel to select it. So. The same thing is with bombs. You can actually get bombs if you use the bomb bag you get from Lead, where he's giving you the bomb bag, his bomb bag, instead from the chest. But again, you can't open your B wheels, so you can't use the bombs. But technically, you could like save them and get B wheel later or something.
Okay, so yeah, so Threy is now. I don't know if he'll do it, but there's a glitch called extending blow. Threy has been known to just not go for this. I don't know if today will be any different. Oh no, he's going for it.
Yeah, looks like he is.
He doesn't. He never goes for it in PBs, which is weird.
Yeah, that is very weird.
Okay, that was. First, it was kind of clutch because I wasn't quite sure if the Goblin was gonna use his sword to block that. But then the bounce looked okay, and then he just didn't do it. I think.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
almost
it's
looks like it
basically
wouldn't work.
It's basically a 1 in 4 chance because the Bokoblin knockback range has to be at a very specific point for the game to register it as like Link going to 0-0. And the reason why that works is because 0-0 is coincidentally at the front of Skyview. But he's doing the backup, which is Cube Warp. This shouldn't be hard, but it is.
Yeah.
Do I need to say more?
No.
Basically, aiming the Skyward Strike upwards and hitting this cube in order to teleport up here.
Yeah, this cube has a cutscene attached to it where Gorko talks to you and it forces you into a specific position. No other cube in the game has this phenomenon, so this is the only time that you can do the trick, and honestly, it's the only time it would be useful anyway, so kind of works out.
So
Yeah,
now we
CJ
can-
do Buka early, but I don't think that changed anything except it's just slow.
So the
You just
reason
add some
we're
extra text.
so we said we didn't get the the beetle, but why we're going to Skyview here? So the reason
Well, that's a-
is
Great question, Copernicus.
go ahead.
Oh, okay, sure. So the reason that we are doing this is actually to open the Thunderhead. Now, of course, just going into Skyview doesn't open the Thunderhead, but what it does do is if we save in Deep Woods, then it has flags set that will start the Thunderhead opening cutscene back in time, and using that, we can reverse bit magic it onto our file. not actually this file. It's actually going to be a different file that we manage to get onto, which is kind of an interesting routing choice. But yeah, we don't actually need to do anything in Skyview. Like we've said many times, we don't need the beetle. We have no interest in going to Eldon, so we really have no reason to do anything in Skyview except open it. And you'll see shortly. You probably won't see too much of the cutscene. I'm assuming thraelyad has a pretty good timing for, like a pretty aggressive timing for saving the most amount of time here. But you will see a short portion of the Thunderhead opening cutscene in Back in Time after restarts File 2 here. Yes, and this Thunderhead is actually early, unlike in 100%, where it is not very early.
Yeah.
CJ's doing the odd claw shots route. Okay, cool. Pretty sure that's just a meme, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was just having some autopilot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's watching Netflix on the side. You can see Muzu also now going for extending blow. Hopefully somebody at least gets it today. It's a very cool trick, so it's always fun to have it shown up.
Okay, well apparently Slingshots didn't want to cooperate, and yeah. I don't think anyone's actually got it currently. Like, I think when making this tournament, there was a lot of stuff about, oh, will extending blow be the big thing that could win someone a race? And so far the answer is no, because no one's got it. But I think it will only be a matter of time before it could decide someone's fate.
Muzu choosing to destroy the Bokoblin behind her for some reason. She must not know that if you face away from it, it goes away.
That was cute. That didn't really look like the setup that I'm known for, but I mean, it worked either way.
Yeah, that was a very clutch setup. Muzu must know some things that I don't about that trick, because that was extremely fast. And thraelyad loading right into the tornado on the way to the Thunderhead. A bit of a classic. In Skyward Sword Talk, you do want to be on 2 hearts most of the time so that you can die quickly, but the kind of unfortunate consequence of being able to die fast is that you can die really fast. So those tornadoes like to show up between Thunderhead and Skyloft. There is a specific route that you can take that you won't get hit by a tornado, but it's pretty easy to kind of take a bit of an aggressive angle and then end up hitting a tornado anyway. Looks like he's going to play it safe now and not take the zipper.
Yeah. Probably just being safe here.
Don't you actually soft lock if you get hit by a zipper or another tornado?
Yeah. You soft lock if you get hit by a tornado and you don't die.
Oh yeah. So one interesting thing about not having completed the Loftwing tutorial is actually not having the ability to call the Loftwing. So it's okay the first time because you die and then it forces you onto the Loftwing when you come out of the pillar. But if you fall off of the Loftwing and you don't die, then you're just stuck infinitely voiding out.
Or for example, you miss for some reason landing on the Eyes of Songs. After diving off, you can also not recover.
Now, CJ having the worst run of his life today.
Yeah, CJ not showing his best run.
Yes.
Luckily, he's not racing anybody.
Yeah. I think as I always say, it's not about being good, it's just about being better than your team.
Said it.
Wait, thraelyad actually missed the Isle of Songs.
Oh my god,
I cursed it.
Oh no.
She just missed it.
This is actually really bad.
Good job, Patrick. Good.
So he has to now redo the Thunderhead RBM and resume from there.
My god.
Now let's see if he notices that. It's looking like he's gonna find out the hard way that he has to redo the RBM.
And this was saved beforehand. It unfortunately doesn't stay.
This is the most scuffed race. Yeah, but it's Yerbal, so anything can happen.
I mean, at least it means it's gonna be a little bit closer again because there's still,
looks like he hasn't noticed yet.
We'll see if he just gets the Thunderhead and then he goes, oh wait, where's the thing?
See how long this takes him.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, okay, he's actually.
Okay, there we go. Wait, nope, he unpaused.
Okay, so I think he's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
clever.
she
That's
also
clever.
like she's also like hearing us commentate, so it's probably she
That's-
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty smart routing decision, given that he loaded up file 2.
I
And
wouldn't.
went
I
into the sky.
wouldn't have done that. I would have just selected file 1 and died from there. But now Muzu's in the lead, so that was cool.
Yeah, but once again, Muzu does have the text disadvantage, so... Although, actually, there's really not that much text between now and the end. It's the Hundo race all over again, oh dear.
Yeah,
Don't remind me of that.
I mean it's a Skyward Sword race again.
I do just want to point out, Exto does have a habit of failing the Sky IBW.
Only in races. Only in races.
Only when it actually matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like Muzu's playing it very safe with the tornadoes here. A wise decision.
Yep. She does have her still 2 hits, but yeah.
Doing
Ooh,
some
that was-
serpentine in the sky.
Yeah. Isn't using the zipper faster? Because I heard, I think for old 80% from going to like Farron to Thunderhead, you always used to use the zipper, but I
Yes,
don't know.
both faster, faster.
Oh, wait, it is faster. I didn't quite hear that.
Yeah. Both
It is
5 seconds.
fast. Okay, yeah. I always kind of heard that when it comes to flying, unless it's randomizer flying speed, it's just like always take the zipper if you can.
Yeah, zippers, even if they're relatively far out of the way, normally save
Yeah.
time.
You get like so much speed. I think in the just going a little bit off topic here because nothing's really happening except 2 people are flying and CJ is dying. Basically, the randomizer speed is like basically set to like zipper speed constantly. At least that's the max speed. It doesn't immediately go from 0 to whoosh, but yeah.
All right, see if Muzu lands safely on the Isle of Songs.
Please, like, okay,
Alright.
good, yeah.
Playing it
Imagine-
safe there.
Imagine dying, like falling or like this.
Full damage.
Yeah. I would die.
CJ now catching up. About to do his, well, I say catching up as if he's racing Thray and
Yeah,
Muzu.
he's
but-
the last.
This is
he
just
won
kind of like,
advance. It's the best of 2 here. Best of 2 with the
Yeah,
two-
no, this
two
race is
first
definitely got
winners
very
that-
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, see that getting Ferrell's courage is going to come down to the
Wait,
cutscene skip.
CJ missed early Thunderhead twice.
Oh my god,
That's
bro, CJ, I thought you were better than this. No.
yeah.
So he must be playing with his monitor off, doing the no monitor challenge.
Okay, he messed
He's
up.
just
A
starting
respectable decision
too
from CJ.
late. CJ ahead.
Okay, Thray got the cutscene skip, so now they're basically neck and neck with Thray Muzu.
Yeah, that
Thray is
cutscene
2 seconds
is about
behind.
4 seconds, but it's really weird. The timing for it is just strange.
CJ, am I allowed to be glad Deesh forfeited?
Are you sure you'll be finishing this run, CJ?
Yeah, you need to finish. I think even if he doesn't, I'm pretty sure that Deesh has forfeited the entire tournament from what he's been saying on Discord.
Yeah, it looks like he will not be continuing.
So I hope Deesh enjoyed his whole minus 10 seconds on the stream during the tournament.
His frozen stream.
It will be the start of his fame. Yeah, there was some miscommunication and regarding Deesh,
Yeah,
and so
like it started
Unfortunately,
when he
it-
wasn't ready, and it was like dumb. Yeah.
If he wanted to, he could probably like either like we could have.
I think he could have
also
probably. Yeah, I think he could definitely
restarted
probably.
as well. I think he probably just, in overall, just needed a good reason to not continue. To be honest, like there
Yeah,
was a lot of other ways to.
Yeah, I would personally call a rematch between CJ and Deesh, but I mean, Deesh has made it clear that he doesn't want to do that, which is fine.
Yeah, again, it's probably just him wanting to not do this. Probably because he feels uncomfortable because he wasn't like as prepared or something. You know.
Oh no, that would make sense. Yeah, because He thought it was 8 EST. No, it's 8 UTC. Yeah, good job, Deesh. Yeah. Okay, so now this is neck and neck at this point between Ray and Muzu. Let's just hope Muzu's thing doesn't crash.
Yes.
Yeah, that would suck.
So we're doing right
time
here.
losses across the board today.
Doing right here is the fair and trial reverse bit work, which basically means we're going to go to the fair and trial in back in time and then use a statue reverse bit work into the loading zone. So basically using the coordinates of a statue we saved at. And the statue coordinates we're going to use is just going to be the viewing platform coordinates, which is pretty close to a tier and basically to a good route. So that's what we're going to use. The main reason for the reverse bit warp here is to skip some fight text, because the first time, like when you enter the Fern trial, there's an insane amount of text, and doing the reverse bit warp skips some of the text, which is just a little bit faster than.
Okay, CJ died to Skytails. That was fun.
Wow.
CJ had very bad Skytail RNG. So once again, classic Skytails. It looked like 2 of the ones in the first pack charged at him, but he managed to dodge it. And then 1 in the last pack also hit him.
I just want to, I just want to point out.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to point out, right, that CJ's next opponent is Kitko, who's very clearly the best runner, so he's going to have to up his game. Okay, I'm joking, but yeah. So I just want to make
for
continue with actual commentary.
On the upper race right now is something called the Kikwi Elder Teleport, where we activate the Kikwi cutscene that happens after you obtain the slingshot by obtaining the slingshot in Farron Woods, and that actually teleports us just like the Cube cutscene because it's a safe forced position to the Kikwi Elder, which allows us to skip half of Farron Woods when it comes to movement. And considering that we don't have a log we can get down, this is quite fast.
You can also see Thray having some interesting positioning on the statue there. If you do look too far to the left here, you will get the Lake Floria doors opening cutscene when you reload the area.
So we have to reload the area because the trial gate only shows up after a reload. Some actors just work like that. That's just something that devs have decided when making these objects. So some either directly change, some require a reload, and the trial is one of these that require a reload. So we're going to reload with the file selected that has the trial flag to be open.
Yeah. It's very important that both runners don't actually fail, because if they do, it's kind of bad. Because I don't think you can. I think you can. You might be able to redo this. Although I'm not quite sure how you would, unless you have like a really obscure file setup. Okay.
So basically, what we're doing here again is starting and then activating a load. And if everything done correctly, you'll load into the Farron trial and immediately get a tier because the statue is pretty close to a tier.
Yeah.
So one important thing here is you can see the tiers don't really work right now. So the reason is this is actually a broken state because we didn't enter the trial normally.
I was kind of
here. You can actually not get caught.
I was kind of scared of Muzu's like going into the trial because it looked a little bit weird, her timing with everything, but it worked. So yeah, cool.
Timing is normally pretty lenient for anything back in time related.
Yeah, it's not like a frame perfect, but it's like
it's like a second or half a second at least.
I just want to point out it looked a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
Except Bedrick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bedrick is frame perfect and bad.
Because it's the best trick.
I don't think we actually pointed out how both Thray and Muzu intentionally got caught by the Watchers.
Oh yeah, they did.
If you don't get caught by the Watchers after collecting at least 2 tiers, then you actually soft lock upon exiting the trial. And naturally, as you would expect, soft locking is bad, and we would like to continue playing the video game.
I mean, it's important to just get caught. It doesn't matter when you get caught. It's just important to get caught because then the game actually starts to update your tiers. I think it has. I think it has to be for the last tier though. I'm not 100% sure. In order
Yeah.
for the game to then actually track.
It does.
So as you can see, like one of the tiers are not filled out, and that's because we get 2 tiers without ever getting caught, and the first one always gets filled, but the second one, like then it stops filling. So if you get caught later, then you have a lot of empty tiers, but it doesn't matter as long as you get the last tier on the top.
Yeah. I wonder whether I think we will kind of so like the most optimal place to get caught is of course like in front of that other tier. But I don't know if like has anyone like timed where the optimal place is to get caught?
I don't think so. So there might
like,
be.
Because I'm thinking like in front of this guy might be the optimal way, although I don't know how sketch that would be.
Probably.
So that's just random thought.
The problem is if you're like in front, like if there's like a stationary watcher you're running into, then you're actually gonna get the multiple, like since the state is broken, right?
Yeah.
Then you'll get like constantly getting caught. So it might be difficult to use some stationary watches. I'm not sure if this guy's like mostly stationary. I think.
Yeah,
Right
he very rarely moves and stuff. So Muzu just a while ago did actually get caught into some waking water, which is really bad because then you are almost soft locked. You're not quite soft locked, but it's like frame perfect to get out of it. But it's like you get infinite amount of times. It just is slow.
Yeah. Basically, game the state is a little bit broken, so you can't get into this like in the mode where the guardians chase you. So now we got a scale, which basically means we have the first thing. So the next thing we have to do is we have to reach the ancient citizen statue that allows us to get to the top of the Great Tree, but which has the right coordinates to get to the top of the Great Tree, I should rather say.
Yeah.
So this is actually the point where the biggest difference between the English, well, actually, I guess the NTSCU 1.0 route and every other version route is. So because the North American release 1.0 has some weird collision at the very start of Ancient Cistern, it means that CJ gets to just warp to the start of Ancient Cistern, but thraelyad and Muzu are actually going to have to warp into the basement of Ancient Cistern.
Yeah. And that's kind of, they will have to do some very precise break slides. So yeah, basically break slide is like, you hold the ESS down on a nunchuck after a home buffer. Link goes whoosh along with the water, and if you did it right, it's you basically come out alive. But it's very difficult because the ESS position is basically it can be very precise, and one wrong move there can basically you have to do the entire RBW again, which can basically mean this race would be one loss. I think Muzu is going for the second statue, so it'll be interesting to see what Thray's doing.
Do we know how much slower the second statue is? By the
No
way?
one's really timed it, I think.
I feel like it's totally worth it.
Probably like 30 to 40 seconds plus. Oh, yeah, probably 30 to 40 seconds. Maybe
Really, you
longer.
think that much?
Well,
I mean, we could time it now.
after you land, like, do we have to climb up the rope? At some point?
I don't know. Someone really needs to time this so we could like know how viable this is in races.
Because you also get like the cutscene of the zombies raising if we don't. Let me check here.
Okay, CJ just finishing the Farron trial. I think he's doing things okay. I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you go up rope. Okay, then it's not that bad, I guess.
Time loss is
That's actually
having to
not
talk
that
to Zank.
I mean, we'll see how slow it seems when you do
He means the magma.
Okay, CJ just did the Farron trial IBW. So yeah. Yeah, Muzu is definitely going for.
Yeah, Muzu is going for second statue.
Yeah, shouldn't the boards be broken? Or...
Well, they are broken. You need to hit the switch at the bottom and then reload in order to have them actually be broken.
Weird.
Then it is.
The main reason just being, again, it's one of these things. They have been a little bit sloppy with this. So they basically just thought, well, the switch is always hit, and they just connected the switch to the other flags in Skyview 2 that needs to be set. Because normally you can't skip this switch here. So yeah, in the end, it's probably just faster to.
Like judging by that movement, Muzu might go into
Actually, yeah. Just this is enough for a reload, I think.
Oh, that counts as a reload. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's mostly because I mean the boards are basically already down, but the collision is sometimes still loaded.
Oh yeah,
So
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, it's not really reload, to be honest. It's just because the collision isn't correctly updated.
Yeah, but no, Thray definitely went for first statue, so this is definitely a huge risk-reward sort of thing. So if Thray pulls off the brake slides, then he'll be way in front. But if he misses them, then Muzu would have the upper hand, which
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. I'd say that.
Yeah, brake slides are quite difficult. ESS on the nunchuck is very awkward to hold in a good position.
Yeah.
I mean, Thray has 6 health though, right?
Yeah, but you lose like 4 of
You
them
lose,
to
like,
the full
4,
damage.
right, on the
Yeah,
damage.
and you can only barely get out with like 1 health, 1 heart. You'll see how it's bad. Or it's like he's like living life on the edge, or like whatever how people say. Okay, so he starts it hopefully at the right time. If he failed, that would still be bad. And yeah, just a few brake slides. Yeah, and let's see if he gets it or not.
Ooh. That was a medium.
That's gonna be super close.
It's gonna be tricky.
Alright, he did it. Yeah. Okay, so now Thray is much more in front of Muzu because he did a risk and it paid off.
So in order to reach the top, we need the boss key and the whip. So unfortunately, the fastest way to get the whip right now is to just get the key normally. Except you're playing on the NTSU 1.0 version. Then you can actually get the whip early with Sister Clip again. What did CJ do again?
Oh wait, he
failed
forgot to do a thing.
He failed the Farron trial RW, I think. Oh, he forgot to get caught.
Yeah, he forgot to get caught. Yeah.
Well, that's a big brain play by him right there.
Damn.
Let's.
How do you fix this? Because
I mean, you just redo the trial.
Yeah, you just if you load file 2, you can just like go in normally.
Yeah, you could probably also RBM the trial normally and enter normally. I think there are multiple ways.
You have to get caught to avoid whatever's happening to CJ because you load into the trial in a really broken state, and so you have to get caught to kind of quote unquote fix it. Otherwise, this happens.
Yeah, basically the state is just broken because we didn't enter normally, and the problem is that it actually doesn't, because it didn't give you like the whole intro cutscene where it gives you the spirit vessel where you fill in your tears. It actually doesn't update your tears, and you need your tears to be updated in order to
Can't he just do the Can he just do the log reverse bit magic?
He can just RBM the trial if he has one file that has the Ferocious Courage on it, and that file is in Farron.
Yeah.
Yeah, so file 2.
And again, even if Deesh forfeited this race, he'd still probably win because Deesh has forfeited the entire tournament.
Well, CJ, you better show some intelligence right here and prove that you can do this. So Muzu doing early whip here. So with the second statue.
Oh yeah. I guess you can just go get it.
Why did
Muzu just decided to do a thing? I'm confused.
Why
Why did she reset? Why did she do a soft reset?
Why didn't you just get the whip?
I'm so confused.
Wait,
Just
what?
get the whip.
Muzu just decided to soft reset. It wasn't a crash because she soft reset. She soft resetted.
I'm running back the tapes right now.
Yeah, I think she was confused that she got the early whip. Maybe she wanted to go for something else, but early whip probably would have been a smart choice because it does skip the small key. But the problem is, yeah, you probably have trouble getting the boss key then, though. You would have to need to do another reverse whip work.
Where would Muzu? Okay, I think I'm just talking about bracket stuff for now. So the
At least
loser of
whip anyways is a good idea. Sorry, but yeah.
so the loser of 3 versus Muzu will go to Exto, and the winner will go to Jaznix. I just want to point that out. Sorry.
Well, you can reverse whip warp again. So to just reset is a little bit stupid because you do skip some parts by getting whip early. So if you do load the room, just get whip and then like reach the entrance statue, save, or like go to. I guess it's hard to save. It's really that much better then, I guess. Yeah, you can bit save it in Farron. You could probably also do another trial reverse bit work. I don't know why that's it's a problem.
Just be able to read. Oh no, because file 2 doesn't have.
Well, so I'm not the biggest expert, but I
Yes, you
think on this route at least.
Pepper is actually the expert here.
But I would say you can just redo the bit, and if you have trouble entering the Farron pill, you can just make a corrupt file, if that's a problem. And
You could also just go get Gust Bellows if you really want.
Yeah, I don't really see why the back in time should be problematic anywhere.
You could just
We need
complete the
like
game and
Farron,
then do
we need
stuff.
like Skyloft flags, I guess, somewhere, right? So I guess you need to get Skyloft flags on file 2 because file 2 is saved there anyways. So you get Skyloft flag on file 2. So you can like have like lockdown and the trial and stuff, and then you just redo the back in time. And it looks like because of the copying, you do have to make file 3 corrupt, or like pit save a new game file in order to enter the pillar, but that's all. So
Yeah. So it looks like Thray is basically completing Ancient Assistant as Muzu is entering Ancient Assistant. So she's got a lot of catching up work to do, especially considering she's on English. Or I don't really think it matters until we get to Yerbal, I think.
Yeah. Three
She's
setting
got
up in a
quite a
relatively precise position here for his reverse bit warp into the sky. Not into the sky, into the great tree.
Yeah, so no, yeah. Exto's just been haunted by the fact he's failed that so many times. It's just his go-to word.
and
Quite
yeah,
speedy.
DJ should probably delete file 3 as fast as possible and into glitch cutscene, and also select file 2 to not get this stupid combat cutscene. If you need more help, CJ, just ask, you know.
Yeah, we're here all day,
I'm not sure.
or
About that.
until the end of the race.
So it seems like Muzu just loaded the whip room again. It's
Yep.
unfortunate. I think though.
Don't soft reset, come on. Okay, well, she just fell off.
She
That
can't
should be...
fall into the basement, so
Oh, she's fine, yeah. Okay, yeah, don't soft reset, just get the whip, get the whip, please.
Yeah, and then I think she does want to load the basement, which is understandable because getting into the basement after that can cost some time. But
Actually, that's true, mainly because the only other way of getting into the basement is by doing it normally, which would take a while.
yeah,
No bit strats, Pog.
you can also just do like a normal ancient cistern.
yeah, I think you can
Shouldn't
also
be missing
avoid up
anything.
correctly. You can definitely load different stuff for sure. But she probably doesn't know what exactly to do.
Yeah. Do you know what's happening on CJ? Because he's kind of doing stuff.
Well, again, get Scala flags on file 2 because it's bit safe there, and then just redo the back in time and make a corruptor new game file.
Oh, I just realized for some reason his stream was paused on my end. Sorry, I'm dumb.
Okay.
I don't know why it was paused, but it just was. So cool.
Okay.
So I think Thraely should have had time to do the reverse bit warp by now, right? So he must have messed it up, or am I thinking that he saved longer ago than he did?
Yeah, probably something messed up, I guess. So yeah, CJ, don't forget to make a corrupt file, please. Otherwise you... Now it's a little bit difficult because you didn't delete it in the glitch cutscene, so now selecting it will... Okay, he did... Wait, where is he? I mean, is file 3 maybe before saving the love wing? That would be fine as well. I guess it is, maybe.
No idea what's happening.
Thraely did get his reverse bit warp into the Great Tree, and he did a good enough positioning to void out and then fall down onto platform during the void out cutscene as to not take damage, because we don't have the sailcloth, so...
Yeah, so now he's basically just on the final sprint to Yerbal.
Yeah.
This is kind of a really stressful sprint because there's keys everywhere, there's enemies everywhere. It's really easy to die. I didn't just do it, you said there, did I? See, boom, he's gonna get it, right?
Yeah, looks fine. Oh no! At the very last moment, the keys comes in and hits him. That was... there must have been at most 15 frames between him and the cutscene.
Guys, I just want to say, I'm not here. I didn't do anything.
Oh dear.
Again,
it's fine. You just
there was a load in between. Otherwise, you would have been resetted to the ancient cistern.
Yeah.
Statue, but there was a load in between, so the game can't just put you there. Luckily.
Ray opting to kill everything in sight this time.
Yeah, good move. Okay, so assuming Thray doesn't miss a million shots, he should have the dub here potentially.
It might happen today. It's gonna happen. Today's the day.
Where someone misses all their shots, yeah.
Okay, is he just... Oh, is he doing something else now? Is he not doing the trial RBW?
I don't even know. I didn't even know what's happening.
Okay, he's just doing something different. Sure.
It looks like he's going to get Pharaoh's Courage.
Okay, Thray finishes.
What?
Yeah, Frey's,
I think he just bit saved.
I think he just wanted to do something weird.
Alright, well, Thray has finished with the time of 103.33. Not a bad time.
Look at that.
Yeah. Realistically, it's more like a 101 because he had a 2.5 minute.
Oh, yes.
Thing. So the run itself, yeah.
It's like, what, 5 minutes behind his 6 minutes behind his PB?
Yeah, about that. Okay, so now with bracket specifics, Thray goes on to face Jasnix in round 3, which will decide the whoever basically goes onto the final stage, and then it'll be Muzu versus Exto in the losers bracket. 'Cause again, this is in groups, but it's in double elimination. Can I just say that Muzu has unfortunately been against two really top runners as like kind of who she's up against. Both like Thray being like a really good runner of this category, and Exto the world record holder for Hundo.
That's okay. I fail Sky reverse bit warp. She doesn't have to worry.
Okay.
Welcome, Thray. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's kick out, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I clicked on the ZSR 3 thing, so for a second on
Not
ZSR...
sure if Thray wants to talk, actually. I don't know. I would definitely don't. We're not hearing anything.
Yes. VC might not work with these headphones. Is trying. All right. Well, if you get it working, just say something and we'll all shut up.
Yeah.
So CJ still trying to finagle his way through this big mess, and Muzu once again back in Ancient Cistern.
Yeah. No.
trying to do the safe strat. For
Hey!
Oh,
looks...
there we go.
There we go. Yeah, sometimes for a Discord, by the way, just resetting your voice options works for some reason. Discord is stupid sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I knew what CJ was doing.
I hope he doesn't think that Sealed Grounds and Fair Woods the same.
That's
Your
big
audio's
boy
not
game
working,
audio.
right?
Yeah, but we can hear your game audio though. At least.
That's like bass boosted and stuff.
Yeah, that was a pretty boppin' Fair and Woods.
Yo, it do be bopping though, boys. Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably let him figure stuff out, and then we'll get a voice reveal pod.
That was him through Discord. Have no idea what is happening. Can no longer do early Thunderhead. Why not?
I'm very confused.
CJ, you could just redo the bit. Well, because you're not in Deep Woods.
It does in Deep Woods. So just go to Deep Woods.
It's like, well, maybe because you're not. Well, selecting file 1, file 3 probably triggers it. I mean, you probably still have the temp flags. That
Or do you
auto
start
limit.
That was 3.
That'll
You
also
don't have
work.
Perverse Courage at all anymore. Didn't you save after getting it in file 2? Like, otherwise you can't do the trial, or did you copy over or something? Oh, there's a copy, I see.
Yes, the copy.
That makes sense. Well then, well, you can just, I mean, so the problem is it doesn't happen after the glitch cutscene is what you're saying, basically.
Should be able to start and then bonk though, right? Because bonking should start the cutscene. So if you side hop off like you're going to bonk to open the gates, but then you start the file and then bonk.
Yeah, selecting file 1 and starting should, like, the reason why it still auto commits. Actually, I would just go into Deep Woods. Honestly, it's probably the easiest thing to do. If it causes you trouble. I mean, worst case, he can just get the tuning if he wants to, and then he can always.
GJ, wait, he might have had a sudden realization in chat.
Alright, what's going on, CJ?
I don't know.
Muzu finishing up Ancient Cistern here. Can the file early Thunderhead is on have Skyloft flags?
Don't know. This is no question for me.
No.
I'm not.
Because the problem is, the cutscene will still not work, and you'll be soft blocked in normal gameplay because the fight text and everything doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So if you or do you mean like, I guess you could RBM the story flag. I guess that should work. Shouldn't? Yeah, that should work. I guess. Yeah, I guess you could do it on Skyloft. You just, yeah, that should work. If you just get the story flag, it should be fine.
I think Threy has temporarily given up on coming into voice chat.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, the old method
Oh, I see.
should work as well, if you'd like. Back in the dinosaur days.
Muzu dying. That's cool.
That's actually not that bad since she already has the key.
Did
And,
she save
I
though?
believe she did a safety save. I'm pretty sure I saw a safety save.
I wasn't really paying much attention to Muzu's stream. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she did save it.
Okay.
Okay. Good choice.
Yeah, so that's really not that bad. She was headed here anyway. Thraelyad.
Okay, I'm gonna get this. Is it working?
Yes,
It
yes,
sure is.
Oh, cool.
Tell us about your run. How do you feel?
Okay. Well, it was pretty good on Skyloft. You know, I got cutscene skip, relatively good movement, and pretty good till Kiki's. Cube warp was a bit sketchy, and then it went downhill from there with early Thunderhead and getting Foro's Courage.
Yes,
So-
diving early onto the Isle of Songs.
Yeah.
Got any words about that?
Well, I died, and then I died again, but I do think it was pretty, I made a smart choice by going for the Gwei and then just redoing early Thunderhead. That was pretty
Honestly, I would not have gone for the. I'll just reset down file 1, which probably wouldn't have been much more slow. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that was a fantastic realization there.
It was
cool. Yeah, that was a good recovery, and then okay from there.
Yeah, nothing too
so-
major from that point.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically, you've won that match, and you're gonna basically face Jaznix to determine who will be moving on to either the losers bracket or to the semi-finals.
All right, cool.
How do you feel about that?
That's pretty cool.
Jaznix doesn't fail Sky Reverse
Huh?
Bit Warp, by the way, so you better watch out.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the other hand, again, Muzu is against Exto. I do think that'll be quite an interesting matchup to have. But yeah,
Exto will just fail Sky Reverse Bit Warp.
yeah, that's what's gonna make it balanced.
Of all the things that I could have become known for, killing Sky Reverse Bit Warp.
Yeah.
Yeah, Muzu coming to the end of the run here. After a bunch of unfortunate, I don't even know if it's mistakes or just kind of unlucky positioning. I'm not actually sure what loads the whip room, but
Yeah,
After
no
a
one
bunch
really
of
does
ones,
second
just-
statue,
yeah.
so yeah.
Finally making it near
Yeah,
the end.
what
I'm actually
all-
not sure what Muzu's PB is.
It's like a
What all
one-
happened while I was running? Like what's happened so far?
So CJ basically made everything break and failed basically so far.
Okay.
I think I've not seen something work on his stream yet, but maybe we'll see. And Musu had some trouble with trying to avoid loading the whip room when using the second statue for the reverse whip warp.
Yeah, and you probably
Okay.
you probably know this, but Deesh with 1 minute into the tournament decided that he was gonna go nah. And then
Yeah, I saw
forfeit the
that on the
tournament.
Discord.
Yeah, which was unfortunate, but it was his decision to forfeit the
Yeah.
tournament, which was a bit cool.
Gonna do early
Yeah.
Thunderhead on file 1, get Pharaoh's Courage and RBM the gate. I think you should be able to, right?
I have no idea what's happening.
What is going on?
Unfortunately, I'm not sure which
Well,
files
right-
have the laughing tutorial and which don't.
What's your file setup look like right now, CJ?
Does file 1 have the tutorial layer? Because if it does have tutorial, you cannot reach unless you get the tunic, which is probably the easiest solution.
Why is he getting the tunic?
Well, in order to have like not the tutorial layer anymore.
Yeah, so then
Uh-huh.
you would have to reverse bit warp into the pillar placing cutscene. If you want to get to it.
Yeah, I guess that's the only way.
File 1 has
Again.
Loftwing rescued.
Yeah, but again, you can get the tunic and make it work because file 3 also has the Loftwing rescued as far as I know, I think? Let's see what we have here. It's a copy, right? Yeah. Copy file 1 to file 3. So file 3 can load the sky still for you, and well, you can reach the tunic cutscene still though. You can definitely just enter the goddess statue with a file that doesn't have it placed, which actually, yeah, just enter it with the splash screen and you're fine actually. Enter it with the splash screen and then you should just be able to do from there. Well, the problem is, as far as I understand here, the only one that you could do the Thunderhead on it on file 2. And it's also not. It's also sometimes pretty weird doing Thunderhead on a different file that's not the file that has a flag for it. Definitely surprised this route even uses that because it's sometimes very finicky. But I guess it works out here. I can see it having some trouble in different situations.
I'm trying to pull up the file setup at this point. So this is after Fair and Trial reverse bit warp, right? But having failed the reverse bit warp. So file 1 would be at Fair and Woods at the viewing platform. So, since you copied file 1 to file 3 during the thing. And wait, file 3. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of copies during this.
Yeah, basically file 2 is what was file 3 beforehand, and file 3 is a copy of file 1. And file 2 does have no loft wing, so you could technically reach Thunderhead if you had it saved.
Yes, so isn't there there's no fair and bit?
Well, I would try to redo the early Thunderhead bit in Deep Woods. If the route says that you can do it, then you should be able to redo it. But if that's a problem for CJ, if he I would just go to Deep Woods. But if that's a problem, he can also, get the first Courage on file 1, for example, and then get the Tunic, or the other way around, and then still be able to reach the Thunderhead.
Other way around would probably be easier.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Muzu approaching the man himself, or the Kikwi himself. Looking like it's going to be about a 118.
Definitely starts his file. It's too late. Or okay, I guess he's going to Deep Woods finally.
Yeah, CJ finally headed to Deep Woods.
I think that's. I mean, if the route says that it works, it should. It had to flag, but
Muzu finished with a 118 on 1. Congratulations.
Nice.
What are we doing about CJ? He's kind of doing his thing.
Well, I at least want to see if this works, and then we can probably cut him.
I'm not sure if,
I don't know.
Muzu is going to come into VC.
I don't think she will.
She's not fond of talking.
Yeah, I have heard that, so. But congratulations either way.
Let's see. So now in Deep Woods, he should have the right loading some flags to have it automatically play always. So this hopefully now works for him.
Typing for an interview is perfectly fine.
How dare you? CJ could probably also save on the Deep Woods statue, but can also use the Skyview entrance. It doesn't really matter. Whatever he prefers.
Yeah, shout out to the useless statue in Deep Woods. There's no reason you would ever use it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a statue there. Yeah, there's a statue there.
Yeah, it's completely useless because if you want to go to like the main part of Farron, then you would use the viewing platform statue, and if you want to go to Skyview, then you'd use the Skyview entrance statue, and you would never use the one between there because there's nothing there.
But so what if you wanted to cutscene skip the cutscene in front of Skyviews, but still land near Skyview?
I think they put it there to intentionally mess up 100% runs.
No, they planned that. They knew that there was a cutscene skip, and they wanted to make sure that people can still, get close to Skyview. Definitely that.
They just wanted Hundo to have to use extending blow.
Oh, looks like Muzu is now in the Zelda Speedruns Discord.
I'm so lost.
I think we all are, Pepper.
Well, if it didn't work, then I would again. The only way would be the tunic, but I'm not sure if you wanted to continue that.
Now, I just want to remind everyone that CJ doesn't actually have to finish this. He doesn't have to win this because Deesh forfeited the entire tournament, so he'll face the next person anyway. He'll technically win this anyway, even if he doesn't finish.
Yeah, this is a hard routing puzzle.
Oh yeah, Tato. No, you're. Oh yeah, right. Let's actually see. Do we? Oh, this is a Farron file. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because it's the same scene, and then it doesn't change the flags, right? So.
Yeah.
You commit file 3 flags by just selecting it because it's Deep Woods, and then switching to file 2 is
Doesn't
still the
screw
same
everything up.
scene, so it
Yeah.
doesn't change the scene flags, and then it still triggers.
The only time your Wii crashed during Yerbal was in a race. Yep, that happens.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I kind of lined up with today's experience as well.
Yeah, this was an insane thing, man. This is insane day for Yerbal races.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to learn how to fix this, although it's a pretty, like, I mean, no harm, but it's a pretty easly avoidable fate.
You
How
mean
did
as
CJ get
easily
into
as
this in the
avoiding
first place?
yeah, Skyward Sword Warp, or is that even easier? Would say
You know what? I'm not commentating with Pepper anymore.
Oh.
But yeah, you do just have to get caught, and so it's just like it's one of those things that it can feasibly escape your mind, but in retrospect is a very silly mistake. And of course, I was joking. I love Pepper. It's fantastic.
Oh, CJ, you should probably not get the sword without ever opening a file.
Yeah, then I hope you like cutscenes.
Yes. Because you're actually a
Oh,
normal
boy.
mode still.
Wait, no, he did it. No.
I think it's gonna reset.
You could just watch cutscenes. I don't think they're that long. Wait, no, you're on English.
Yeah, after you entered the goddess statue, you should be fine selecting a file. to get your
CJ
sword.
did
Time
not
for
start
lore.
over, no. We just are in a very interesting situation with CJ where
Yeah,
some
but
very
again,
silly
you
stuff
could
has
also
happened.
bit say file 2 in Farron. Then it should also work with the Thunderhead. That's your other option, and you have to do. It's a problem. I don't quite know this route, so but it now makes sense how we do the Thunderhead in
Yeah.
a different file.
Should
makes
still be
sense
able to do fair and actually no,
So we can do Farron bit still.
because
Still has it.
file 2 can load the sky. Wait, and I should
No,
also...
file 3 or file 1 can load the sky, and file 2
yeah.
can load the Farron pillar and doesn't crash.
That's what I meant. Like you can load into the
Yeah, I
because
think,
file 2 hasn't.
I'm not sure if
stayed-
CJ heard us or if he's just wanting to get the tunic now. I'm not sure. It's definitely funny. Yeah, not sure how long we wanna keep this going. I'm not sure if
there's like there's like a rando race going on, like well, it was meant to start like 4 minutes ago, but
I'm
yeah.
basically committed to tunic at this point.
I thought it was starting in an hour now.
I don't know. I'm not in.
I thought it was at 21:30.
That's now.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah, that's now.
That's
cool.
like 4 minutes ago.
Man,
Yeah.
daylight savings really do mess me up every year.
Yeah, no
As you
kidding.
can see, there's no tablet place here. So that means the tablet placing should be totally fine. There we go. Keen places the tablet, everything is fine.
Yeah. So wait, are we gonna just like keep
Oh,
CJ
boy.
going, or
Well, that's up to you
Could have
all.
also just
I mean, the results are pretty much clear since Deesh forfeited out of the tournament. The other two runners have finished their race. So, I mean, if we want to watch CJS continue his run, that's fine. But if we also want to bail because, you know, the results are known, we can do that too. Leaving it up to you all.
I mean, this has been quite entertaining. Watch CJ do whatever the hell he's doing right now. But I'd vote for start.
Okay,
No,
he
CJ
just
has
announced he's
voted
done.
to finish.
Okay, he's done.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
done. All right, so
And I'm gonna quickly head out for the rando race.
All right,
Okay.
sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you all. Very cool. Goodbye.
All right,
Bye.
all right.
Well, this was an interesting set of races, to say the least.
All right. I guess.
Hang on, let me see if do you guys. CJ, do you want to interview?
He's more than done.
Yeah, let's get an interview with CJ.
I think. I don't want him to. Think. It's enough.
He said, "Give me a sec." Okay, he might.
Oh
might.
boy.
Nice.
So cool.
This guy needs a fix.
So while we're
Again-
waiting for CJ to
Yeah.
get his Discord fixed up, let me just go over the ZSR schedule real fast here. As soon as we're done with the interview, we're gonna go raid ZSR 3 for their Wind Waker Randomizer bi-weekly spoiler log race. That's happening right now. Coming up in a few hours on this channel, we have Qualifier 12 of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 4 Standard Tournament. At 7 p.m. EST, we have the Breath of the Wild 80% Tournament Grand Finals between Majestic and Player 5. So by all means, check that out. And then later on tonight at 9:20 p.m., we have another spoiler log tournament for the Wind Waker Randomizer between PK Slam and Dean Machine. And at 10 p.m., we have the Zelda 2 Randomizer weekly race. So lots of things on the schedule tonight. Check those out. And hello, CJ.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So what have we learned today?
Remember to get caught, but also like, why?
Play good. Like
No, even the most ridiculous backups. Basically, is the
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, well, I mean, as they always say when it comes to races, it's not about being good; it's about being better than your opponent, and you did that.
well,
Well,
I think it's
Debatable,
debatable.
I mean, he didn't even show. I mean, he wasn't
I
even ready.
did-
So
Yeah, but
That was
still
on him.
debatable. I mean, at least he got
Okay,
hard
no,
way
but-
into the route.
but seriously, yeah, that was interesting by CJ. The whole run.
if it wasn't gonna take probably like another 40 minutes to solve this, I would have continued. But
So
Yeah.
ZJ, you feel pretty prepared for your next opponent then?
apparently not, because if this is any indication, despite all of the work I put in the past couple days to get back into it.
Well, you have until the 15th, which is when
Yeah.
the next thing would be scheduled, I guess.
Yep. We'll see how this goes now.
Who's his next opponent?
Me.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Here we go. Just screw
Nice.
something up, KitKat, and everything will be fine.
I mean, it is
I do
always.
have to do break
something
slides, right? So it's not.
That's
entirely
true.
up
You
to
could
me.
screw up break slides.
Yeah.
All right, I think everything that can be said has been said.
Alright then. Alright, so but speaking of the Skyward Sword Talk to Yerbal Tournament, on the schedule we have Muzu versus Exto on January 11th at 3 p.m. EST, if I'm calculating that correctly, and cjs07 versus
Yep.
KitKat on the 15th of January at 3 p.m. EST. So, keep an eye out for those, get them on your schedules, because these are rather hilarious to watch.
I agree.
Not intentionally, but still.
So thank you all for watching. Thank you to our runners, CJS, Deesh, for a minute anyway. Where's my list here? Sorry. Muzu and thraelyad. I hope I said that right. That one has too many vowels for my
I don't-
taste.
I don't get it why people intentionally make their name so hard to say.
Well,
I
well, I
didn't
mean,
mean to.
I'm really bad at saying vowels to begin with, so this is not my element. Also, thank you to our commentators, Copernicus, KitKat, and Exo did a fantastic job. Thank you everyone for watching. We're gonna go raid the other ZSR channel right now. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Bye!
Bye.
Yay, bye.
Bye.